Hi everyone, welcome back. Today I wanted to do a full face of some of my favorite makeup from 2026 so far. So the year is almost half over. Can you believe it? At the end of June, 2026 is half over, and I usually around this time of the year like to do a video kind of sharing my favorites up until this point in the year. So today I thought I would just do a full face of those products. So a lot of these things are new launches that have come out at some point this year, but there are a few things here and there that are not new launches from the year, but just things that I have loved and used the most in 2026 so far. So that is today's video. If you're new here, my name is Blair. I do all kinds of beauty content here on my channel. I would love for you to subscribe. Before we get into the makeup, I did want to thank Quince for partnering with me on a portion of today's video. I know a lot of you are very familiar with Quince and a lot of you shop there already, but Quince is an online marketplace and they basically have a little bit of everything. They have clothes, home decor, baby stuff, beauty, wellness products. I mean, they literally have everything. You can spend hours on the website. I am going to share a try-on haul with you of some of my newest pieces that I've gotten recently from Quince. And I'll go ahead and share that now, but thank you again to Quince for partnering with me on a portion of today's video. And after that, we'll get into the makeup. Okay, I have a few pieces from Quince to share with you today. Y'all know I've partnered with Quince a few times before here on my channel, and I have a few new pieces for the summertime that I wanted to share with you. So this whole outfit is from Quince, and these are probably my three favorite pieces that I got this time. My favorite piece that I got this time is definitely this tank. So this is the cotton cashmere ribbed tank, and the reason I like this, a few reasons. So it's this stretchy material, so it's really comfortable, but it has the ribbed detailing, so it looks a little bit dressier depending on what you wear it with. Like today I have it on with these jeans, but you could absolutely dress this up even more with a skirt or dress pants, really anything. It's a really nice, versatile piece to have in your closet. And the other thing I like is because of the way it's cut here, you can wear a regular bra. You don't have to wear a strapless bra, which is a win for me. I can't stand wearing strapless bras, so I avoid it unless I just can't. So you can wear a regular bra with this as well. I'm actually planning to order this in another color because I love this green one. I think it comes in like 5 or 6 different colors, but this is definitely my favorite piece. I've already worn it so many times. And I have this paired with the Bella Stretch Relaxed Straight Jeans. They come in a few different washes. These are like the deeper wash. I'll link everything below for you. These are a size 27 and they do fit. I did want to point out though, I feel like these might run a little bit small just because I'm typically a 27 in everything. And the 27 fits in these, but they're like a tiny bit snug. So just do with that what you will. I think I might have been able to wear a 28 in these. I don't know, but they're fine. I can definitely make them work and I love the style. And I got the darker wash because it was a little bit dressier. Typically that's what I think of when I think of dark denim, is something you can dress up a little bit more. So I didn't really have anything like that in my closet. So that's why I went with these. And then I have it paired with this really cute black leather belt with the gold hardware. This is like a skinnier belt. I have just kind of recently gotten into belts in the last year or so. I don't know why, I've just never really been a belt person, but I thought a really nice classic black leather belt would be a good piece to have in my closet. So this whole outfit is Quince and I love it. I think, like I said, you can do a lot with all of these pieces. You can dress them up or dress them down. So these are definitely some of my favorites from Quince right now. Then I got this cotton cashmere relaxed sweater tee, I believe is the name. It has a really long name, but I got this in 2 colors. I got it in this pink, and then I got it in a really pretty like soft butter yellow that I'll show you here. But I wanted this because I thought this would again be a really versatile piece because it is a sweater, but it's very thin, very lightweight. So even though we are in the summer season right now, it's getting hotter, this is not a super heavy or thick feeling tee. And I just feel like a sweater tee looks a little bit more elevated, a little bit dressier, or you can dress it up or down. That was kind of my mindset when I was going through the pieces that Quince has right now, is I want things that could look a little bit dressier, more than like just a regular plain cotton t-shirt, but not something incredibly dressy like a blouse. You know what I mean? Kind of something that falls in between. So I went with this, and I think this is so cute. Now this, I kind of have it rolled up right here, but it's definitely a little bit like oversized on me. So this is what it looks like, not tucked, not rolled. It's a little bit loose fitting. I can't remember what size this is, but my sizes will be in the description box. Next, I got this short sleeve cardigan. So this is the Mongolian cashmere. That's kind of one of the things that Quince is known for. Their cashmere is really high quality, and it's relatively affordable for cashmere. This is their short sleeve cardigan. I'd never tried this before. I had tried the Mongolian cashmere in like regular long sleeve sweaters. I think I shared those with you a few months ago, but this is the short sleeve, and I really like this one because it's a little bit cropped. So honestly, I might take the belt off with this, but I left it on just for the video. But it's kind of cropped, so it hits like right at your waist, or like if you're wearing higher rise jeans, it hits kind of at the waist on me at least. I'm 5'5" for reference. But I think this is really cute too. And this is a little bit different from everything else because it's the V-neck. I don't have too many things that are V-neck, so I thought this would be a different option for me. And the final piece is this cotton cashmere dolman sleeve sweater. So I went with gray on this one. Gray is one of my favorite colors. I can't ever resist not buying something in gray. I just love gray so much. But this one is cute. It has a little bit of, or it has a band around the bottom, so you can wear it down like this. I kind of have it pulled up over the belt, but you could also kind of tuck it in a little bit. But I love this neckline. The slight off the shoulder look I think is really cute. And again, this is cotton cashmere, but it's very lightweight, so this wouldn't be too hot, I would think, for most people. It still feels very lightweight and comfortable. I think this gray dolman sleeve sweater would be so cute with white denim. I wish I had these in white, but I don't. I may end up getting those. I love white denim, especially for the summertime, but I love gray and white together. And I think with a pair of really cute wedges or sandals, this would be a really great summer staple too. So those are all of my new pieces from Quince. If you're interested in shopping anything, make sure to check the description box, and I will have links to everything with my sizing information there as well. I love shopping at Quince because their prices are pretty affordable and the quality is really good. They use a direct-to-consumer business model in order to keep the cost down, which is genius, and I love it. I love their pieces. I know a lot of you already shop at Quince regularly. Thank you so much to Quince for partnering with me on this portion of today's video. All right, let's get started. I'm gonna put in some hair clips. I just got the new Nikki LaRose hair clips. Have y'all seen these? She launched these and a brush holder thing. I actually have the brush holder thing here. Looks like this. It's like, this is so cool. It's like a holder that's magnetic. So you can pop this thing up here and then the lid fits back on it like this, and it protects your brushes. How cool. Anyways, I did just buy that recently. All right, let's get into SPF first. This is definitely a favorite, so we gotta use the Tatcha Milky Sunscreen. I have talked your ears off about this SPF at this point, but it is definitely a favorite. I haven't had this for the whole year. I just got it during the Sephora sale in April. So I've only had it like 2.5 months, but I can't stop using it. I think this stuff is incredible. If you hate SPF and you feel like everything feels too thick, too heavy, like you don't want to layer makeup on top of it, this one, I promise you, I think you'll like. I really do. It feels good. It adds some hydration and some glow, but nothing that's like overly greasy. See, this is why I love this SPF, because see how it's set down, and I mean, my skin has a little bit of glow to it, but it's not that like Tin Man kind of glow, you know? And it doesn't feel like anything. That's what I love about this. Ugh, I know I've talked about it 10,000 times, but it's just really impressed me. Let's move into a primer. So as y'all know, I don't always use primer, but the one that I do use, if I'm going to use one right now, is definitely the Maybelline. And I'm pretty sure I tried this earlier this year. I don't know if this released this year, but I have definitely loved it the most in 2026. So we're gonna use this today. I like this because it's a pretty thin primer. And it has a little bit of that tacky feel to it, but it's not so sticky and tacky that it like feels thick on the skin or feels heavy. Some other primers that are grippy like this, they almost feel like goopy because they're so thick. This one doesn't, but it does leave your skin with a little bit of that tackiness, so makeup really adhere to it, but it's not sticky or heavy. It does have niacinamide though, and I know some of you do not like niacinamide in your products, so if that's you, definitely skip this primer. I love niacinamide though. It works great for my skin, but I know not everybody does. But unfortunately, it is in almost every makeup product now, it seems. It's crazy. Niacinamide is definitely the new hyaluronic acid from like 5 years ago. Now it's niacinamide. Okay, foundation. Easy choice for me, the new Makeup Forever. Now this is not a choice that I'm choosing for the number of times I've used it, just because this is brand new to me, but this is my favorite that I've tried of the year so far. And it's like not even a competition. It's like not even close. I like this more than anything. I like this more than the Rare Beauty foundation. I like this more than the MPH foundation. And I'm wearing the shade 106N, and it's a really good match for me. Honestly, sometimes it might even be like a hair too light. I could probably go up one to like, I think there's a 110 neutral, but it is a true neutral undertone, which is, it just makes me so happy. When I find that, I feel like I've found like a diamond in the rough, because it's so hard to find things that are truly neutral. Now, I was actually just talking to my mom about this, how makeup products, even beyond like foundation, everything seems to pull warm. It's unbelievable to me, and it's true of like all makeup categories. It's true in eyeshadow. I think a lot of eyeshadows tend to pull warm. A lot of like brow products we were talking about have a tendency to pull kind of warm. I don't know, it's like we can't get a true neutral or cool tone really, but especially neutral in the beauty world. It's just so hard to find. I don't know anything about formulating makeup, so I don't know what's involved in, you know, formulating shades and things like that, but clearly it must be hard, because I feel like most brands are missing the mark when it comes to undertones. Okay, and I'm applying this with my 115 from BK Beauty. And this is one pump, by the way, that I'm using for my whole face. So a little bit of this stuff goes a long way. You get quite a bit of coverage with just one pump. But it's so nice. It is a gorgeous, I keep saying this when I'm describing it, but this is just the best way I can say it, is it looks like it could actually be skin because of the finish. The finish is so realistic looking. It just doesn't look like, oh, she's obviously wearing a glowy foundation, or oh, she's obviously wearing a matte foundation. Okay, for Corrector, the Corrector I actually love the most that's come out this year is the new one from e.l.f. And I feel like no one talks about this. This is the Soft Glam Brightening Corrector. And the reason that I like this is because this is a true pink that doesn't have a super white base. So it doesn't look like a brightener. It's like an actual correcting pink. So that's why I like this. It's also very, very thin, so it makes it very good for layering with concealer on top if you need to do that. I like the concealer from e.l.f. too, the Soft Glam, but I do prefer the Corrector. I've just been reaching for the Corrector the most. But the concealer is nice too. So I'm just gonna press that in under the eyes. I think this one just does a really nice job of neutralizing any blue that you may have if you're near my skin tone. But like I said, no one's really been talking about this one. Okay, I wish that y'all could see this foundation in person, truly. I hope it translates on the camera, but in person, it looks flawless. Like, I could not ask for a finish any better than this on foundation, truly. It's so good. All right, let's move into concealer. Usually now I would like spot conceal. I don't really need a lot more coverage because that Makeup Forever foundation gives quite a bit, but I really love this concealer from Charlotte Tilbury. I will say it's not going to be for anyone that doesn't appreciate full coverage. If you don't like full coverage and you don't like matte, you will hate this. Because this gives a lot of coverage. I mean, honestly, I really don't have many places where I want a ton more coverage. But this is very thick and very matte. So you don't want to go in too heavy-handed with this unless you're wanting like a ton of coverage, because it will look a little bit thick and a little bit heavy if you do. But if you have an area on your face you really want to conceal, this will do it. It is really, really good. Spot concealer. I will say it's not my favorite for under my eyes. I have used it under the eyes, and you can, let me actually switch brushes. You can use it under the eyes. You just want to use it really sparingly. But I will say the formula and the consistency is not my favorite under the eyes. I prefer the Ilia concealer for the under eye area, but the coverage is great. So if you are into a fuller coverage and you need that under your eyes, that will give you full coverage, but it is on the thicker side. So just keep that in mind. And the other thing I was going to mention is, I don't know if this is happening to anybody else with this one, and I just fixed mine, but this one does leak out of the bottle here. It leaks all the way down. It's like the stopper must not work in this concealer, and after a few uses, when you go to put the lid back on, like it just kind of happened a little bit there. It starts to like seep out, which I really wish brands could fix stuff like that, because then you really don't want to travel with that concealer because it'll make a mess all over everything, but it's really good. So just wanted to point it out. That does happen with that concealer, unfortunately. But let's move into bronzer. So it was between this and Toast from Westman Atelier, but Toast I typically wear as like a bronzer by itself. So Toast is the Face Trace Contour Stick in one of the new shades. I've talked about that a few times and I love it, but I typically like to wear that by itself for my skin tone. This one I like to wear just as like a regular bronzer, and I love it. So this is the Sun Tone Bronzing Cream from Westman in Soleil Parfait 1. And I'm going in with the lighter shade of the two and just adding this to my cheeks. And I'm adding the lighter shade first, and then I'm going in with a little bit of the deeper, like slightly bronzier shade and adding that too. But I love this formula. I love the color. I've talked about this quite a few times too, but this is a cream to powder. So it's really creamy, but then when you apply it, it's more like a soft, blurred finish. It's really pretty. And I just can't stop reaching for it. I've used it so much already. I definitely think this is one of the best launches of the year. And it's also different from all my other cream bronzers because most of my cream bronzers have that really dewy, you know, balmy formula, which I love, but sometimes you don't want that type of cream. You want like a more matte cream. So this is a nice thing to have, for me at least. If you hear any like playing in the background, Woodsy is playing in there with my mom. And they sound like they're having a lot of fun without me. He has so many toys in there that, like, y'all know how kids' toys are. They sing, they make all kinds of animal sounds, music, telephone sounds, like all the things. So if you hear anything, that's what it is. She graciously comes and plays with him while I do this a few days a week, so I can keep this channel going. All right, let's see. What else can we do now? I feel like I need a little bit more bronzer. I like this formula also because it's really buildable, so you can really customize if you want just a little bit of color or a lot of color. I love this stuff. All right, for blush. Now this was really tough. But I know what powder blush. In fact, did I not pull it out here? No, I didn't. Hold on. Okay, of course the powder blush is Swoon because I can't shut up about this color. But I also have been loving these from Kosas. They're new Impressionist sticks. So I have two of them. I have Muse and I have Nuance. I love them both. I'm just trying to decide which one. I think we're gonna go Muse. Muse goes the best with Swoon from Kosas, so I think we're gonna go with this one. But I love the shades. They're like very earth tone, nude shades, so that's Muse there, kind of blended out on my hand. But they're very buildable. I say that all the time because that's the kind of formula that I like. I really don't like anything that's super intense right off the bat. I just feel like makeup just doesn't apply as well when you have that type of formula. You really need to build things up in little sheer layers in order for stuff to look good, or that's the way I see it at least. And these are so buildable and just easy to use, very long wearing. They're creamy, but they don't stay like super glassy. I've gotten a few questions on Instagram and TikTok actually about how these compare to the House Labs, the glassy lip and cheeks from House Labs. I have a few of those and I like those too, but those are much glossier, like very, very glossy, like wet looking on the skin. These are creamy and they do give you some glow because they're a cream, but they're not that level of glossy. So similar type of product, but that one stays extremely sticky and tacky, kind of like lip gloss on your skin. This has a little glow and some, I mean, it stays a tiny bit tacky, but not anywhere near as tacky as the House Lab. So if you were wondering, that's how they compare. They're definitely different in terms of the finish. Okay, so I'm just applying that, and we haven't done any concealer under my eyes yet, so we will do that now. Let's see, I guess I'm going to use Charlotte Tilbury, but I'm actually going to, well, no, that's all right. We'll just go on the eyes. I'm going to take just a little bit because, like I said, this one is very pigmented. Something else about this Charlotte concealer to keep in mind is it does dry pretty quick, so you definitely have some time to let it kind of sit before you blend, but it does start to kind of thicken and dry down pretty fast, so you don't want to leave this one sitting for too long. All right, for powder, honestly my favorite and still my most used is the L'Oreal one. I've tried other powders, but they don't top this one. This one is still my favorite and the one I reach for the most. So this is the Blurfection powder in the shade Translucent Light. And I'm just gonna set the center of the face with this powder. But yeah, I've tried a few new ones, and like the new Natasha Denona one, I like it okay, but it doesn't blur like this one. It's just, I don't know what it is. There's just something about this one that is just, it's just my favorite. So this is the one I'm still reaching for. I'm gonna switch to a smaller brush, and I'm gonna go under my eyes with this powder, but I don't wanna like overdo it. So I'm gonna take a Nikki LaRose N14 and just very, very lightly set that concealer. Okay, then the best part, Kosas Swoon. I fell in love with this blush in this color this year, and I just can't seem to stop. I reach for this more than any other powder blush right now. It's just so perfect. It's the perfect color. It has some glow, so you get a little bit of like a subtle highlight from it. And the color is just perfect. If you like the kind of tones that I like, the things that I gravitate towards, the like rosy, mauvey, berry kind of colors, you'll love this. It's also very pretty as eyeshadow. All right, for brows, my most used for sure has been this NYX brow pencil. This is the Powder Louder pencil. Look how tiny it is. That's how much I've been using this, and I don't see myself really wanting to use anything else right now. I'm just really into these powder pencils. Are there any other brands that make powder pencils for the brows? I know the ABH one, and I have that one. I mentioned to y'all that it fell behind my dresser thing back here, and I can't get it out. I'm still trying to figure out a way to get it out. But that one is a powder pencil. I think it's called like the Classic Pencil. I loved that one. But are there any other brands that make brow powder pencils? And my favorite brow gel of all time is the Benefit 24-Hour Brow Setter. I don't think anything is ever going to top this one for me. I will be surprised if it does. I always recommend this. I always repurchase it. It's just my favorite. Nothing is as good as this one that I've tried, at least. All right, let's move into eyes. So for this whole year, really, I just haven't been as into palettes. I don't know. I'm just not reaching for an eyeshadow palette. I use my singles. That's just what I use on a daily basis. And I switch them up depending on, you know, what I'm going for. But I definitely favorite the MAC Multi-Sculpts. I've been reaching for these almost daily, unless I just don't put anything on my eyes. I've been loving these. They are just, I don't know. There's just something about a single shadow that I've been loving. Earlier in the year, e.l.f. released their new single liquid shadows, and I love those too. But yeah, this is just what I've been going for, and especially this shade in Buffed Up. I don't know. I've just been really into very, very minimal eye makeup. Like 1 or 2 products at the most, or some days I don't even put anything on my eyes. Some days I've been loving like just curling my lashes and going without mascara, like without anything on my eyes, and I don't know why. It's just kind of the phase I've been in. I guess it's because this is, you know, the past 6 months of me being a mom for the first time. I just don't have a ton of time to spend a lot of time on my eyeshadow, and if I'm gonna do makeup, most of what I care about is like my face makeup. I care about blush and, you know, a little bit of coverage, brows, and a lip, but I don't often care that much about my eyes, to be honest. So I think that definitely plays into it too. So I'm just reaching for things that are very easy and very quick. And for me, that's typically a single shadow. I love the Makeup by Mario one still. Still love the Armani shadows. I just have so many good singles that this is what I've been reaching for. But this one is definitely my favorite from MAC in Buffed Up. It just kind of goes with these tones that I love really well, like that blush in Muse, Swoon, these mauve-y kind of rosy tones. That's just, I don't know, that's just what I've been into. I'm gonna take whatever is on that brush. This is a 206 from BK Beauty. But I really do feel like everyone needs like one go-to single eyeshadow that you can pull out if you don't know what to do, if you don't have time, if just something that you know looks good and that you love. I feel like everybody needs one single shadow like that. And it doesn't even have to be an eyeshadow. It could be like a bronzer that you already have, or a blush that you have. Sometimes blushes look really good on your eyes. So I'm not saying you have to go out and buy a single shadow. You might have something at home that you really like, but it's just easy and quick. This is just kind of what I've been going for. Some days I will leave it matte like this. Some days I will take a little bit of a shimmer. Yeah, this is another really good launch from the year. I'm just, like I said, not using palettes, but I'm gonna take a little bit of this rose gold metallic right here. This is the Rare Beauty Essential Neutrals. This came out a few months ago and it's a phenomenal palette. I think they did a great job with this. It's really nice, 8 pretty versatile neutral shades, and it's really good. It's just, I'm not reaching for palettes right now. I may, be back into palettes by the end of the year, who knows? Right now, I'm just not really into them. I'm gonna take a little crease brush and I'm gonna take a little bit of Swoon, and I'm gonna apply this at the very top of my crease with my eye open, and this should just kind of pull everything together. And this is just the kind of look I'm liking. So this is your reminder. If you've never tried putting your blush on your eyes, do it. It might seem like a really weird thing to do, but I swear it a lot of times just pulls your makeup together. It makes everything look good. I don't know why, but it just does. Okay, most used liner by far, Makeup by Mario Master Pro eyeliner in the shade Taupe. Some days I will just put this in the waterline and not do any on top. Just kind of depends on the day. Today I'm going to do a little bit on the lash line, but I just can't stop using this color. It's so good for lighter skin tones, and this formula is really great too. So I'm basically applying that on the top lash line, but only the outer half. And then I'm gonna go in the waterline all the way in, or just about all the way in. Okay, let's curl my lashes. I'm still trying to find a lash serum that does not have prostaglandins in it that works. I've tried so many and I feel like they just don't work. So if you have one that you like, will you let me know what it is? Because I really need to find one because my lashes, they're not horrible, but I used to have like such good lashes. I was looking back at a really old picture. It was before I even had a YouTube channel. This was like when I first got married, which was 9 years ago. I was looking at a picture from back then and I was using a lash serum at that time that had prostaglandins in it. And I had such long lashes. Like, I mean, I look back at pictures now and it's just insane. But that was before I knew about all the negative side effects of lash serums with prostaglandins. So I need to find a new one. So if you have one that you like, will you let me know, please? Okay, I'm using the Lisa Eldridge Kitten Lash mascara in Burnt Umber. Definitely a favorite mascara of the year so far. I also really like the Urban Decay, the Tube Job. I was using that earlier in the year, and that would be my other favorite, but I used that one up. So now I am using this one, and I love this mascara. I think this is definitely one of my favorites I've ever used. It's really good for length and separation. Okay, last for the lips, it was kind of a toss-up between two things. Either the YSL lip liner, the Kiss Shaper Liner in 103, or Makeup by Mario lip liner in Toasty. I pulled that one back out again this year because it's a permanent shade again. They took that one away for a while, but it's back. But this is the other one that I've used the most. This is a very matte, long-wearing liner. And this color is really, really good for my lips. And this will last all day long. Then, of course, I have to use my favorite lipstick of all time. I discovered it this year, and that is Naughty Talk from Charlotte Tilbury. I absolutely love this color. It is the perfect nude. It's not too warm, it's not too cool. It goes with everything I love. It's hydrating. I mean, it is perfect. If they discontinue this, I'm gonna be so mad. I already bought a backup just in case. But yeah, if you like the kind of colors I like, you gotta have Naughty Talk, period. Also, the Kosas, I could have used this actually, the Kosas blush. These are really pretty on the lips too. I probably should have done that since I used that blush. Oh well, but these are great. And they actually last pretty long on the lips as well. But I, had to go for Naughty Talk. And finally, gloss that I just can't be without. Toffee from Maybelline. So I'm putting a little bit of that in the center. All right, and this is the finished makeup using all the makeup I have loved the most so far in 2026, including a lot of new launches. Like I said, not everything was brand new from the year, but a lot of them did come out this year. So I thought this would be a fun video to do in June since we are almost halfway through the year. Can't believe it. But let me know, because I learned so much from reading y'all's comments. Let me know what makeup you've been loving this year. It can be anything. It can be a new product. It can be an old product from 20 years ago that you've rediscovered. Let me know, because that's my favorite part of my YouTube videos is reading y'all's comments, and I try to reply to as many as I can. Sometimes I don't have as much time as I once did to sit down and reply to comments, but I do appreciate all of you that leave them, and I do read them. So thank you so much for all of your nice words and just for engaging in my content. I appreciate you guys so much for doing that. And everything that I used, I will link for you below with my shades. I will link everything in YouTube shopping up on the screen as well. And if you do shop through my links, I do make a commission that supports me and this channel. So thank you so much for that. And if you're new, I would love for you to stick around, subscribe. We would love to have you here. And if you're not already, please make sure to follow me on Instagram at simply.blair and TikTok, simply.blair1. I've been posting a lot more short form content over there as well. And thank you again to Quince for partnering with me on a portion of today's video. If you're interested in any of those pieces, I will have those linked in the description box for you as well. But I will see you again very soon. Remember, simply be you.